TMNT Universe is meant for adult collectors and Ninja Turtles fans.
This is a Channel 6 News special report.
Welcome back to TMNT Universe. I'm Ultramex, and what did I think about San Diego Comic-Con 2023? Yeah, it's that good. Let's start off by seeing what NECA had to offer. NECA wasted no time this year, and literally just a few hours after posting my San Diego Comic-Con pre-show video, they surprised us with two new figures before the show even began. Savante Romero, whom I had on my list, and the last Ronin Footbot that I did not, and I will be keeping score on my hopes and predictions from that pre-show video. I think they did a great job capturing the look of Savante Romero. In fact, they've done a great job capturing the look of all the Mirage figures. And now we finally have the Sorcerer Time Lord to go with that Renette figure they released earlier this year. And not to be impatient, but I hope they get to make his Dinosaur Bone armor variant from Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They also put the Last Ronin Footbot up for pre-order. This Footbot appears in some of the flashbacks from the Last Ronin comic and is an obvious homage to the cartoon Footbots with that purple mask and those long arms. There are lots of really cool details with this army builder, but we will go over those when I review the figure later this year. But the Footbot wasn't alone, since the promo images revealed a tease at a Roninverse, Casey Jones, and Fugitoid. And it wouldn't be long until we got a better look at them, so let's get right into it. NECA brought a lot of Last Ronin figures this year, including this flashback Casey Jones, who looks to be standing above a futuristic manhole cover. And we got our first full look at Battle Damaged Honeycut. Battle damage and injured figures are going to be a theme for this line. Like this first to fall Raphael showing off the ninja's last moments in The Last Ronin. A variation on the Last Ronin figure that we have seen previously that already is up for pre-order at Big Bad Toy Store. I expect that we're going to get versions like this of all the Turtles. I'm not entirely sure how they'll pull that off, especially with a character like Leonardo. But I'm really excited to see what they have in mind. Our next ill-fated turtle is Donatello. We got a first peek at him back when they released the checklist over the holidays, but this is our first really up-close look at him. This sculpt really catches the look of Donatello from the book, and I love the detail of the same come-on that Usagi has. And the last of the flashback turtles, we have Michelangelo. I'm a big fan of this design, and if you look very closely in the window behind him, we get a tease at some figures that absolutely need to make it into this line. This was a sneaky way to give us our first look at the Spirit Turtles, and I can't wait to see more of them. And the last new figure in this display is Master Splinter. What can I say about this thing? It is perfect. I love the sculpt, I love the general energy that it has, and this is one I really want to get my hands on. And the attention to detail doesn't stop at the figures. The packages can be lined up where the illustrations form a panoramic piece of art. And one of those packages tipped us off that we'll be getting a black and white variant of The Last Ronin. Everything in the Last Ronin display was set on a repaint of the street scene diorama, with a couple of other little accessories scattered throughout. And Trevor made it sound like in the near future we could be getting an accessory set, and maybe they'll be able to release this version of the diorama.
The molecular amplification circuit works!
Moving over to the cartoon line, we got our first look at this quarter-scale Krang, which could also be used as the giant Krang from the cartoon. I'm not sure if it's made mainly for the Toon line or the quarter-scale line, but who cares, I'm getting it anyway. And at his feet we have what could be a very expensive army builder, and it's one of Shredder's Rex drones. This figure is mostly reused, but it does have a new nameplate and a new head sporting a more sinister look. And he will come with some blaster effects, one for him and one for Rex 1. They had the official production version of the Party Wagon on display, as well as unveiling of Ultimate TMNT. So anyone who missed out on the original 4-pack releases can get each individual turtle in Ultimate packaging with episode-specific accessories. Like the zip, Donatello's twirling bow, Michelangelo's chef's hat, and this has to be one of my favorite accessories. We'll have to wait for some official pictures to figure out what accessories go with what figure. And in a surprise reveal from Pixeldan, we have the Punk Turtles, who made their first appearance in Enter the Shredder, although Raphael's jacket was white in that. Most of these colors come from the later Usagi episode. It looks like they'll come with the boombox from that same episode, as well as some more unique accessories like bags of groceries. And Trevor said that they'll also have alternate portraits from the episode Shredder's New Sword. And we finally got some solid info on the sewer playset dioramas. It looks like the living room is going to go up for sale in August for about $250, with Donatello's lab and the kitchen following sometime before the end of the year and possibly into the beginning of next year. And another new figure in this display is Samurai Adventure Michelangelo. I love the look of this figure, and he is a great companion piece to Space Adventure Donatello. And both of these figures can accept the heads from any of the other turtle figures, so technically you could have 4 Samurai Turtles, 4 Space Turtles. It makes me wonder if we're going to get Surf Adventure Raphael or maybe Spy Adventure Leonardo with a sculpted trench coat instead of a cloth one. Who knows for sure, but I'm excited to see what they have in the future. And a figure a lot of people have been asking for is Octopus Inc. Casey Jones. This has been a fan favorite for years. And in a brilliant design choice, you can take off that sport coat and replace his arms to get a jacketless look, straight from the cartoon. And even though we've seen him before, we got another look at Space Adventure Usagi, but what is new is we got a look at his packaging. I really do love this artwork, and it's a shame we never got this character in the cartoon, but that wasn't the only Usagi that they showed off. We got 4 Usagi Yojimbo figures highlighting several looks from over the years, like this original NECA cartoon Usagi, this young Usagi, a samurai Usagi that reminds me of the old Fantagraphics books, and Mirage Comics Space Usagi. Each figure comes with its own Tokage in a different pose, and these will be released in a 4-pack called Year of the Rabbit. And let's get ready to rumble. They also announced the TMNT Adventures Intergalactic Wrestling Turtles. They did an incredible job of capturing those ridiculous wrestling outfits from the comics. I can't wait to see what these figures look like once they're fully articulated. And since collectors are never happy with what they get, I'm also gonna need a Crying Hound in the near future. And of course, wrestling Leatherhead and Ace Duck in a Speedo wouldn't be bad either. NECA tends to do a lot of reuse to turn old figures into new figures, so if you basically take parts from this Donatello and Raphael, we could have an entire set of TMNT Adventures Ninja Turtle figures. I imagine we'll be seeing another 4-pack in our near future.
Give him back his money, Belly Bomb!
It's Billabong!
No, I'm pretty sure it's Belly Bomb. NECA is expanding the TMNT Adventures line with this intergalactic criminal. Yet another great example of them capturing the look from the comic. This figure is going to come with an articulated eyeball as well as an articulated jaw and detachable tongue. And Belly Bomb won't be alone. Keeping up with the story from the comics, he will be coming with a small figure of TMNT Adventures Krang. I can't tell from the pictures, but I really hope that there is a ball and socket joint underneath this figure so that we can recreate the parasitic Krang from the comic, one of my all-time favorite versions of this character. And last for the TMNT Adventures line, but definitely not least, we have Mondo Gecko. This is our second Mondo Gecko figure from NECA, with the comic version more resembling the original figure from Playmates. Seeing this amazing figure gives me hopes for what our next few figures could be. Since at the moment, we are only 3 figures away from completing the original roster of the Mighty Mutanimals. And yes, I said 3, I count Screwloose as his own figure. And wrapping up on the comic book front, we had the Mirage figure display. There were a lot of figures that we already knew about in this set, but some huge surprises that make me very happy. Over the course of the show, they like to switch out or hide new figures within the display, and one that I really appreciated was switching out the OG Casey Jones for this Mirage red t-shirt and white Reebok version. I'm a big fan of the original Mirage color, so I love that they are re-releasing figures, so you can get whichever version you like most. And here's one I'm very excited for, one of the Turtles' original villains, the original Baxter Stockman. And for accessories, it looks like he comes with that model of the building he's planning on destroying, his Mouser controlling computer, and of course, a Mouser. And another of my must-haves is this absolutely beautiful Leatherhead. This look is specifically from issue 45 of the original Mirage run. A really tragic story worth reading. I've always loved this Dan Berger Leatherhead as well as his turtles. And I hope at some point we can get the 4 unique foot soldiers from this issue as well. And here we go from the gentle giant to the monster skulking in the shadows. Cowabunga! This Rat King is rocking his look from Tales of the TMNT, and this sculpt is amazing. The Rat King should always look like the wacko that he is. And it looks like he'll come with some rats and a stick, the only weapon he really used in the comic. And one of my personal favorites from the show, for obvious reasons, are these Utroms. Here we have the Utromi Obscura Secreti, sort of a secret special forces wing of the Utroms. As well as this Utrom Percivae, who steal memories from dead Utroms to preserve them. And this sickly looking Mentawave addict probably reliving his best memories as he slowly starves to death. It's wearing the same Mentawave halo that caused Professor Honeycutt's consciousness to transfer to his robot Sal. I highly recommend you read all these short stories from Tales of the TMNT Volume 2, all involving this Utrom Professor Obligado. As far as I know, this is the only picture of Professor Obligado taken by Toka. I'll link his accounts below. I wonder if these are all parts of a Mirage accessory pack, since the accessory packs have been doing well for NECA so far. And finally we get to live action with some new Secret of the Use figures. Starting off with this Army Builder 2-pack of 2 dusty foot soldiers that'll probably only come with sticks as weapons, because that's all they were allowed to have in the sequel. And then we have the chubby foot soldier. I wonder if this actor knows he's famous. Also, it looks like he might come with some potato chips and extra snacks, which feels a little bit like a cruel inside joke. He will be packed with a foot training Kino, who looks like he'll be coming with a punching bag, but I really hope he comes with a mannequin covered in bells right from the movie. Here we have Professor Jordan Perry. We're going to be getting 2 versions of this figure, one here in his lab coat and the other one wearing the TGRI orange jumpsuit. I'm not sure if these are going to be released as 2 individual Ultimate releases, or a 2-pack, or are there 2 other figures that we haven't seen yet? Maybe April and Tatsu. And then we have something not really seen all that well in the movie, and that is Shredder's throne. As far as I know, the only real depiction of it was in the trading cards for the Secret of the Use. But it's nice that they're going into this deep dive, and hopefully we get some more things like this from the movie. And live action adjacent, we have some more TMNT Universal Monster figures. This year NECA brought 2 new figures with the Wolfman Raphael and the Creature from the Black Lagoon Leonardo. Something interesting is Leonardo appeared as both of these monsters in the original Playmates toy line. I'm excited to see these and can't wait to find out what Donatello and Michelangelo are. And maybe we'll finally get that Dracula Shredder that has been rumored for a couple of years. With that wrapping up NECA, we move on to Mezco. We got a good look at the 5-point turtles, which I am very excited for, as well as some actual figure shots of their upcoming TMNT line. And those figures weren't alone, they also announced that we will be getting a Casey Jones in that same series. And winding things down, we have Super 7. Super 7 didn't really bring anything new involving the turtles, but we did get a look at the actual figures for Wave 8. And unfortunately, it looks like these figures are going to be delayed a little bit longer. If you have any pre-orders, check their website to see when yours might arrive. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for San Diego Comic-Con 2023. But I'm sure I'll be back with more news, since PowerCon, New York Comic-Con, and Toy Fair are all right around the corner. Until then, this is Utromex, Channel 6 Happy Hour News, signing off.
This has been a Channel 6 News special report.
Hey guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to kick that like button, leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. I upload every Turtle Tuesday, so you can always come back to see what's new. You can also check me out on various social media, links in the description. And as always, for all things Turtles, check TMNT Universe.